Hi everyone, welcome back to the course. In the last video, we covered the for loop, which is perfect when you know the exactly how many times you want to repeat something. But what if you don't know the exact number of iterations? What if you want to keep doing something while a certain condition is true? That's why the while loops comes in, and that's what we are covering today. By the end of this video, you will understand how while loop work, when to use them, and how they different from the for loop. Let's dive in. So, what exactly is a while loop? A while loop is a control structure that repeats a block of code as long as a specific condition evaluate to true. It's simpler than for loops in structure, but just as powerful. So here is the syntax look like. This is a while loops. Sorry, we are talking about the while loops. Yes. The loop check the condition before each iteration. If the condition is true, it executes the code blocks. If the condition is false, the loop stops and the program continues with the code after the loops. Okay, so let me show you simple example. Let count equal 1 and then while loop. This is the condition. It's return. If it's returned true, then it would be this is our console log and it's increment the count. Okay, so here we start with the count equal to 1, right? The loop check, this while loop actually check is count less than or equal to 5, right? If yes, it print the value and the increment the count. This continues until the count become a 6. At while sorry, at which point the condition becomes false and the loop exists. And output actually will be look like this. This is the output we can get. Okay. Okay, good. Now, while loop and for loops. What is the difference between both of them? Now you might be thinking, wait, couldn't I do this same thing with the for loop? Absolutely. And that's an important point. Any for loop can be written as a while loop and vice versa. No problem. The choice between them often comes down to readability and the specific use case. So the actual difference between and when you actually use those, you are using for loop when you know the exact number of iterations. You are iterating over a range or array, or you want initialization, condition, and increment in one compact line. Then you are using the for loop. And only you are using while loops when the number of iteration is unknown. You don't know the number. You are waiting for a specific conditions to become a false. The loop logic is based on external factors or user input, right? Did you see? This is the external factor, isn't it? Let me show you a more practical example where a while loop makes more sense. Here, we don't know how many times the user will enter the wrong password. The loop continues while the password is incorrect. This is a perfect use case for while loop. Okay. Actually, we really don't know how many times we need to loop through this, right? So this is one of the practical example. Okay. Now the common pattern and the example. So let's look at the same common pattern you will encounter with the while loops. Suppose reading through data until a condition is met. This is the data. Okay, we are testing it in our terminal. So comment the previous code. Okay, now we are testing it. Okay, before we are moving to our terminal, this searches through an array and it stops when it finds the number 9. Remember, index is 0, and in this while index less than number dot length and number array index, okay, not equal 9. Then the console log the current number and index will be increment. Okay, so found the 9 at index then the index will be printed. Okay, so moving to the terminal, let's check. So open your terminal and run node while loop and enter. Yeah, see, found 9 at index number 3, and there is a current index, current number 372. You see, this is also printed in our terminal. So this is the result. I hope you get your answer. So do practice, you will learn more if you are confused. Then the second example is countdown timer. Countdown timer. Okay, this is the example code. And as usual, we know countdown are coming to last to fast, right? So right to left. That means it's decrement, not increment the numbers. I mean the seconds. So this is the, that's why we are using the seconds are decrement, minus minus. And this is a simple countdown from 5 to 1. That's why we are using this. Maximum is 5, then 0 is the final word, but we want the second must be greater than 0. That means our final answer will be 1. Okay, great. Third example, processing until a flag changes. So okay, let's check first how it's showing. Node while loop. Yeah, you see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then times up. Did you see? Then times up. These console log are rendered after this while loop, not before while loop. Okay. Okay. Next example is processing until a flag changes. Okay. Run this code, and this is our while loops, and this also be a tabs. Okay. You notice something? I always use the tabs because our readability. That's why I use this, and you also follow this part, and this is a cleaner and understandable and readable. So always follow what I do. This simulates a real world scenario where you might retry an operation until it succeeds, or you reach a maximum number of attempts. Okay, so go to terminal and check node while, yeah, you see process attempt 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, then data processing is successful. I hope you got your answer. Okay, no problem, but do practice more and more, then it would be a more clearing your concept. Okay, so don't worry, don't panic. Okay, next is common pitfalls. Now let's talk about this biggest danger with the while loops, the infinite loops. An infinite loop happens when your condition never becomes false. Your program will hang, your browser might freeze or crash, and you will have to force quit. And the classic mistakes are this. Okay, this is the classic mistakes, that you store the variable, then you are without anything to just console log, and it's not finished. It's not this is totally infinite. Okay, actually this will print 1 forever because I never change. We didn't mention what is happening here. Is it increment or decrement? Okay, always make sure your condition can eventually become a false. You are modifying the variables in your condition inside this loop. Remember this, inside this loop the logic makes sense, there is no make sense, right? So another common mistake is accidentally using assignment instead of comparison, so be careful. And this is, you see, should be x not equal 5 or x less than 5. Okay, not only equal 5. This is not a correct condition, remember. Okay, great. Actually these assign 5 to x, which is always truthy, right? And create an infinite loop. So be careful. Always use better comparison and with the assignments instant. Now let's talk about the best practice. Okay, this quick practical exercise. Pause the video and try this. Write a program that generates random number between 1 and 10 and keep generating them until it gets a 7. Count how many attempts it looks. Okay, I'm waiting. Do it in yourself, then I give you my solution. Try it yourself. Okay, great. I hope you try. And this is the solution. Okay, this is a great example for while loop because we genuinely don't know how many iteration it will take, right? And this is the example. Okay, the question I'm telling you again. Write a program that generates random number between 1 and 10 and keep generating them until it gets a 7. Count how many atoms it looks. So we check in our terminal. So navigate your terminal and enter. Attempt 1. Okay, again try. Now it's get 5 atoms. Again try. Again 1. Now it's 7. Now it's 10. Wow. Did you see? It's printed the number randomly. Okay, great job. Okay, now the conclusion. And there's the while loop. To recap, while loop repeat code as long as the condition is true. They are perfect when you don't know the exact number of iteration. Always ensure your loop has a way to exit to avoid infinite loops. Choose between for and while based on what makes your code cleaner. In the next video, we will look at the do while loop, which is a variation that guarantees that at least one execution of the loop body. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Drop any question in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.